Hello everyone, I am back with a new video, but this is the continuation of the formula lesson. In this video, we'll be talking about changing the subject of the formula and substitution of a formula. When there is squares and square roots are involved. Let's see, taking examples, how to change the subject of a formula. Let's see the example 1. They have given a is equals to pi r squared and asking us to make r the subject, whereas in this formula a is the subject, but we have to make r the subject. When we are doing that, first we have to remove this pi. It's a multiplication. When you bring it to the other side, it becomes a division. So a over pi is equals to r squared. Now r is a square. For us to make r the subject, to remove the square, we have to use the square root. So the other side as well. So square and root get cancelled. So therefore r is equals to a over pi root. Clear? Let's see another example. Example 2. In that, v is equals to 2a squared over 3. And we're asking us to make a the subject. So before touching a, we have to remove this 2 and 3. Whereas 2 is a multiplication, 3 is a division. So when we bring it to the other side, as a reciprocal, we can take 3 other way. 3v over 2 will give us a squared. Now for us to make a the subject, we have to square root it. Therefore, a is equals to 3v over 2's root. Now, let's see another example. What are they saying in that? E square is equals to a square plus b squared over c, and asking us to make b the subject. So first let's remove the c. When we bring it to the other side, it becomes e square c is equals to a squared plus b squared. Now we have to make a b the subject, so let a have a square. That's not a problem at all. So bring it to the other side. Addition become subtraction. E squared c minus a squared is equals to b squared. Now to make b the subject, we have to root it, square root both the side fully. B is equals to e square c minus a square's square root. Clear? This is how, when there is a square, this is how using the square root we subject the formulas.
Preview.
Okay, now let's see, when there is a square root involved, how to change the subject. Always now you must be wondering, here it is 3x to the power of half is equals to x. Power of half means it is a square root. So then 3x, this power of half means it's a square root, is equals to p. Now they are asking us to make x the subject. Before touching the x which is inside the root, we have to remove the root. When we are removing the root, we have to square it, even the p. Now root and square get cancelled. 3x is equals to p squared. Now to make x the subject, bring the 3 to the other side. X is equals to p squared over 3. Very good. Now, let's see the last example of changing the subject. Now, p is equals to s square root t square plus y square. Asking us to make y the subject. Y is just inside the square root. So let's remove one by one. Now here it's a multiplication because there's no other sign. We bring the square to the other side, becomes a division. So p over s square is equals to root of t square plus y square. Now to remove the root, we have to put a square. So then p over s squares full square is equals to t square plus y square. Now we have to remove the t square. It's an addition. So we can say p over s squares square minus t square will give us y square. Now we are in the last bit of making y the subject. It's a square, so we have to remove the square by rooting it. It becomes a full of a root. So when we write p over s squares full square minus t squares full root is equals to y. Don't try to remove the squares and square roots. You can't cancel those things. Clear? So then this is how we do the changing the subject of a formula when squares and square roots are involved. Hope you understood. Remember to do these sums step by step, otherwise you will get mixed up. Clear? Okay. Now let's see when there is a substitution how to do. Okay. Now let's move on to substitution. When we are substituting, let's see, v is equals to 1 over 3 pi r squared h. They have given us v as 132, h as 14 and asking us to find the value of r. So let's first substitute the values according to the formula. V means 132 is equals to 1 over 3. Even though they have not given us the pi's value, we know how much it is. It is 22 over 7 into r squared into 14 because h is 14. Now we can, if we can cancel it, we can cancel it here itself. 7 times 1, 7 times 2. So we remain 22 r squared into 2 over 3. So let's move the numbers to the other side. 132, because 3 is a division, we bring it to the other side as a multiplication, over 22 is a multiplication. Put it down with 2 also. You get r squared. So 132 into 3 over 22 into 2. Now let's see how to cancel these. 2 times 1, 2 times 6, 1 balance, 66. 22 times 1, 22 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9 is equals to r square. So we have to find the r's value. We have to square root it. Therefore, r is equals to 3. Clear?
Preview.
Okay. Now let's see example 2. X is equals to root of y plus z. They have given x as 5, z as 5 and y as y. We have to find it. Now let's substitute it to see. When we are substituting, x is 5. So 5 plus equals to root of y we don't know plus 5. Now before touching y, let's remove this root because these y plus 5 is inside the root. So we have to square it. So 5 square is 25. Root and square get cancelled, is equals to y plus 5. Now easy, Bring the minus 5 to the other side. 25 minus 5 is equals to y. Therefore, y is equals to 20. Okay, now this is how we do the substitution of formula when there are squares and square roots are involved. Hope you understood the formula lesson and do them once again and see whether you understood it really well. Hope you have a nice day and stay tuned for more videos. Be at home, be safe.